So obviously you created recently a very honest video about sexuality, and much like the film that was released on the 6th of April, Love, Simon, they also use the online world to express their sexuality. Now, in terms of the storyline, Simon's story is kind of forced out there. He doesn't willingly give it, which
Yeah.
is, a big shame in itself, but obviously it's a good awareness for the film. But how did your video help you?
So it was good, I think, to have that platform, as you say, with that side of actually not having a choice is a bit, I'd say that's more vulnerable, I think, in a way where you're not in control of it, which in a way at the time, if I'd had that platform, possibly I would have used it then. I think it was because a lot of the time people think when people come out, it's very much easier, and I don't think people understand even now. Sometimes it's not as easy to come out and go, "Oh, I'm gay," and that's it. You kind of get on with it. A lot of people struggle with accepting it, and I think it's accepting yourself first, because some people don't, and they find it difficult to, express themselves and engage with people. But I did watch, I don't know if you've seen it, it was like a documentary, Ollie Alexander from Years and Years, the lead singer. It was, I think it was on BBC Three, I think Grown Up Gay, I think it was called, and he was just going through his kind of story and his mental health issues, and it was quite similar actually, so it was kind of good to watch that and think, well, do you know what, I actually felt the same, and there were similar situations where I thought that's kind of good to watch. I think, well, no, it's not as easy.
I mean, with that, obviously you already work within mental health, and you understand the importance that we have of communicating and not bottling these things up. Who do you talk to when life is kind of getting you down and you're feeling that way?
I think since I've worked with mental health, it has opened my eyes to a lot of things. I think as well that's helped me with facing my own mental health in a way, because I've worked, I think it's this year, be about 10 years I've worked as a support worker, but it's all linked to mental health anyway. I think mental health I've done about 6 years, so still quite a long time. I'm working with different individuals, but communication is the key, because I think sometimes just listening to someone is actually what they need. But me personally, I'd say people I'd go to if I felt a bit down is my partner, really, because I think it's good to kind of have someone in your life that you can actually broach certain subjects, especially if they're mental health or they're quite sensitive to you. But as I say, my partner's had mental health issues himself, so it's kind of good to have someone who's had their own kind of battles in a way, because I think in a way you've got to have those downfalls. I think sometimes people think, oh, if you're never miserable then you're kind of successful, but it's not really realistic, do you know what I mean? I think if you never feel down or have a down day, then it's not really human, because we all feel that, and I think it's kind of that dip that makes us get back up, do you know what I mean? Because you've got something to get back up for, and obviously, as you say, if you've got people there to even speak to about why you're feeling a bit down, it's always good. I think I'll see the key word is communication.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think as well, it kind of reminds me that in the Love, Simon film, obviously his story is blown out there, and obviously without giving too much away about the film, there is a bit obviously where he feels so low, and I'm I can understand why, but obviously through the film, it's that kind of he overcomes it by feeling down, because he sits there and goes, well, no, I'm not going to feel this way, so I mean, how important do you think it is for us to make sure that we are being confident and being ourselves?
I think it's paramount, really, because as you said, relating to the film, I think I can kind of get that once you're kind of in that bottomless pit. It's only till you kind of have that light bulb of where am I going and where am I going to end up. And I think it's people around you as well. It's a lot to do with your family and obviously people in your life, if you've got a partner or if you've got close friends, and obviously they notice a change, and sometimes they've got to snap you out of the cycle that you're in. In life, you hit rock bottom, but then you get to that point where you think, well, no, why am I actually suppressing stuff? Why am I hiding away? And why am I running away from my issues? I've just got to face them head on, and then you kind of get a different attitude of, well, now, why am I letting that control me? Do you know what I mean? You get quite kind of passionate then to think, well, now I'm not going to carry on like this, because why should I? I should just be allowed to be myself and express how I see fit because everyone else does. I think that's what it boils down to, having the confidence.
Kind of linking in with that, you also made another video for Mental Health Awareness Week. So obviously our next date now is for October the 10th. How important is it for people to get involved in this event?
I think it's really important because I think mental health, as we say, was always something that was kind of a taboo subject and kind of just pushed down, and there was really a big stigma attached to it. So I think now it's kind of about educating people about mental health and how to go about it. I think when it comes to the crunch, that people are still a bit wary, aren't they? Especially people getting involved. Mental Health Awareness Week will just really beneficial for them because obviously once you understand it, it's kind of good because then you can relate to people and kind of help them as well. And it's kind of scary to think how many people have had mental health issues but kind of just not recognise it as mental health. It's only when people get talking about it.
Yeah.
So I think it is really good that people just get involved, and say the more we talk, the better, isn't it?